Welcome back everybody to another Halloween product review. Now this one's going to be a little bit different than some of my other products because I don't know what I'm reviewing. Believe it or not, our good friends at Gemmy Industries has sent me this mystery box to review. So it's a product apparently that they've just put out, haven't done much advertising on it, so they asked me to give it a good unboxing and a review and see how it goes. Now, I said good unboxing. I didn't mean to say good. They didn't ask me to do a positive review. This is going to be completely unbiased. So let's keep our minds open and see how it goes now. All right, here goes. Let's see. What is it? It is a living projection. Oh my gosh, is this like... It is an inflatable, apparently, with a projector. Let me see if I can get this out of the box all the way. Wow. Oh my gosh. That is amazing. You know, I love my inflatables. I love my projection effects. Mixing the two is like amazing. So I've actually never had such a thing. I cannot wait to try this. Let's see, what does the box say here. It says, living projection transforms air-blown inflatables into a dynamic movie screen. Using advanced technology, the projection is mapped to fit the exact shape of the air-blown. For the first time ever, you can enjoy an action-packed mapped lighting display at home to celebrate this season. We know what season that is. For us, it's Halloween. This is so cool. Look at it. It is a Grim Reaper over what looks like a crystal ball. And then, of course, there's a little projector here projecting an effect. On the side, it says there are 5 scenes with 4 transitions with motion and sound. So this one appears to be some sort of graveyard. Rip, are you scared? This looks like some skeletons and some pumpkins. That might be a witch or a monster of some sort, and another pumpkin. It says, let's see, high-tech image mapping, remote control included, weather-resistant case. All right, enjoy your own videos year-round. Well, let's go ahead and open this up and see what's inside. All right, you know, I'm getting so impressed with Halloween products these years. You know, they're just getting so more technologically advanced and amazing. You know, it used to be people would say, you know, if you're not making your own decorations, it's like cheating. But I mean, honestly, I was never a fan of inflatables. I've said this many times in my videos. I was never a fan until I started using them. But now I've got, I don't even know how many inflatables I have in my yard. So let's go ahead and open it up. We've got some more boxes inside. Right, let's open up box number 1. I'm guessing this might be the projector. Okay. Here we go. All right. Now I have a little bit of experience with these sort of projectors. I've used them in my windows for many years now. It was one of my very first I have to have it effects when I saw it in the stores. And it gets a lot of good attention from the trick-or-treaters. So this is the projector. It does come in this nice little case. Oh, actually that might be the projector itself. Okay, so this is the stand for it. I should probably read the directions, but I have to play with it. So, okay. Actually, this is a fantastic idea because I love using my projectors outside, you know, especially like singing pumpkin effects and so forth. But this is, I guess, a weather protective case. So we can attach the stand here on the back. It appears to be pretty easy. You just slide it in. And I think this is one of, let's see, all right, probably have to unscrew that just a little bit. Let's see. All right, let's pull it back out. I love this little handle. I don't know if you can see that in the video there. Somewhere here maybe. There is a little pull tab, so when you push this into the base of the projector, it makes it really easy to pull out with your thumb. All right, and I know this is, okay, one of these newfangled sort of tripods. I don't want to break it, especially since Gemmy's probably like, read the directions, don't show them something wrong. But you know, this is one of these little tripod things, so you can either push it together and stake it into the ground, or you can pull it apart. Oh, I didn't pull it far enough. There you go. It pops out automatically, and it will just tripod there. Fantastic, and I love it when you push it together, it snaps into place. All right, so tripod, case, projector. Wow. Now inside, again, you have a little projector. It fits snugly into this case slot. And then you have your power cord and a remote control. I'm just kind of curious as to how we run this cord outside the case. There is a little hole here and a slot in the back. So clearly I think it's that slot. We just take our cord, push it in the slot in the back, and can plug it into the projector. All right, so we will test this here in just a minute, but before we get to that, let's take a look in the other box here. The great thing about inflatables, best part is unboxing them when they come in this fantastic little cube, and you know it will never look so cube-like again, but it's okay. You know, I tend to buy a lot of secondhand inflatables, and I'm surprised how many people don't keep the box, because if you're careful, you can just stuff this right back in the box. I mean, don't ever throw those things away. It's so easy when you're getting older, like I am. You just unplug it, it deflates in seconds, you throw it back in the box, you throw it in your storage, got it ready for next year. It's so easy. That's why I love inflatables. But here we go. Inside we do have some stakes. Looks like there are 4 of them. 4 of the plastic kind, 4 of these sort of metal squiggly kind. And then some instructions. So we do have a couple of sets of instructions. We've got one here for the projector, one here for the inflatable. But you know, we don't like to read these too much. Let's not spend any more time doing that. Let's go ahead and take this baby outside, get it inflated, and see how it works. If you are loath to read the instructions like I am, it does come with a quick start guide. So there's pretty much just 3 easy steps to setting up the living projection. The first of which is to blow up the inflatable. So let's go ahead and pull it out of the bag. Now you do need to make sure when you're setting this up that you have 2 extension cords. Obviously you're going to need one for the inflatable here and then another one for the projector. And here we go. So the inflatable has a fan on the bottom. You snap the legs into place. And then there's a cord that's a few feet long. So let's go ahead, plug this in, and watch it inflate. You do want to make sure that the zippers are closed. I didn't do that. Let's see if they're already closed. Give it some room. This thing is actually rather large. When we look at the box, it says it is 8.5 feet tall. It does not say, however, how wide it is. So let's see here in a moment. All right, it's a little hard to tell on the box. It looks very gray. The image on the box is just slightly washed out. But obviously it's got a very white globe here. And I'm going to just give it a quick once over to make sure there is nothing open. All right, there is a zipper here on the back. However, it is closed, so just takes a couple of minutes, I guess, to get it inflated. Got a nice little Reaper here. He's very much oriented to the back, but it looks like it's going to stand up just fine. That is very cool on its own. Not a whole lot of detail to it, but let's go ahead and bring the camera in and take a closer look. Right, as we move in closer, we can get a better look at this Reaper's menacing skeletal face and evil looking claws. The globe itself here, very wide as I said, it's got a couple of seams, mostly on the sides, so there's a good area for projection right in front. I'm not sure how well those seams will be visible. So we make our way to the back. Not much to see, but as you can tell, the Reaper is again oriented to the very back of that globe. But there's nothing to see on the back side. There is a loop here on the globe to tie it down, and of course one on the other side as well. I really love the presence of this giant prop. However, it does sort of lean a little bit. You will notice that there's no weights in the bottom, so it's probably not going to be one of those props that's going to stand on its own. You probably are going to have to use these tie downs. That's going to help keep it in the exact location, not only vertically, but just where you need it, because once you go on to easy step number 2, we're going to set up the projector, and once you get the projector all lined up, you're not going to want this thing to move around after that point. But as I said, the next step is to take the projector. You can see it does need to be oriented vertically. I've just attached that easy tripod here at the bottom, and it is ready to go. We are going to need to place this about 10 to 15 feet away. Then we're going to power it on and line up the image and hopefully get it going. All right, so we wanted it to be a little bit darker for this video, so we went ahead and waited just a little bit and then set it up in the yard so we can get more of an accurate representation of what this is going to look like in real life. Now, it's really easy to set up. Again, we have staked it down to try and keep the globe upright. Set the projector up about 10 feet back. And what you're going to do, it's very simple, is once you turn on the projector, the first thing you're going to do is click Initial Setup. And this is going to really help you get the projector in the right position. It shows you exactly where you want to put it, 125 inches back, basically so that the outline that you can kind of faintly see is, hold on, there we go, is where it needs to be on your globe. Once you've got that set, you're pretty much set to go. If you do need to focus it a bit, the side panel on the projector just pops right open. You've got all the controls easily accessible right there, so you can play around with the focus knobs. And then there are the other controls for the projector, but we have the remote control here, so we don't need to do that. Once you've got everything set and ready to go, you're just going to click the video option. And here you can see there are a number of videos to select. You can select them all with the push of a button, or you can just select one or any number of videos that you want to play. Once you've selected them all, you can click Loop Play, and that's going to play them all over and over and over. Random Play, again, will keep playing them in a random order. Or, for some reason, if you only wanted it to play once, you can hit the single play option. But for our purposes, I've got all of them selected. Let's go ahead and play through and take a look at them. Now, the first one we have here is a castle with some thunder and lightning effects. Now, the volume on the projector is actually very faint. From where it's standing, I can hardly hear it, but there is an external audio option. You can just plug in your own speaker to get better sound. Here's a great option for a cemetery. You've got the cemetery stone there that breaks away, revealing some ghouls. And this is still the same clip. Some of the clips like this one are a little bit longer, some of them are a little bit shorter. But you can see as it fades away, we were transitioning. Here we have skulls. For a more kid-friendly option, we have some dancing skeletons. Here you can see that they utilize the bottom portion of the globe with some imagery as well, which is kind of nice. In fact, in most of them, you'll see some of the image will float down into the bottom, into the base. It gives it more of that 3D effect. Creepy ghosts. Rolling pumpkins. And we're back to the castle. Now you might be thinking that's all of the videos, but that's not the case. Now when you do a play all, you select all and you go through the loop, it shows those videos, but there are actually a few secret extra videos, which I'll show you in a moment. But before we get to that, I just wanted to point out, now we have the projector perhaps just a tad closer just to make sure that the image stays within the globe. Now if you have this globe up against a wall, like when we were testing it in front of my garage earlier, if you have that projector a little bit farther back where the image is going to spread out just a little bit more, sometimes you'll see that image overflowing into the side. When you have nothing in the background or just trees like this, you're it'll just disappear into the background. But again, against a wall, you're really going to see any sort of overflow image. The other thing that I'm a little concerned about is there's no lighting within the inflatable at all. So, we have our Grim Reaper at the top. He's going to be a little bit dark, and in fact, if it is dark out, you're going to lose him completely. We've got a little bit of ambient light off to the side, which makes it, pop just a little bit more. I would almost even think maybe we could put a little light on top, maybe a tea light or some sort of flickering light, just to give him a little bit of extra glow. But anyway, let's go ahead and check out some of these other hidden videos. Here we've got a genie. Love the fire effect on the bottom. He goes away far too quick. We have some sort of Japanese movie-inspired creepy girl. Again, here you can see the effects on the bottom. Definitely one of the longer clips. And then we also have these singing pumpkins. Now, I cut that just a little bit short because if you want to see that whole clip, which is kind of fun, stay tuned to the end of the video. So what did you think? This is definitely a statement piece, and I love that about it. There are a couple of things that I think you could improve upon, primarily being the lighting. Like I said, I wish that Reaper was lit up from inside somehow. As it stands, I'm probably going to have to use some external lighting just to make sure that people see it in the dark. The projector had a pretty good amount of light projecting off of it. It was still pretty hard to see when it was light outside. So, you know, during the daytime, if you have this on, it's just going to look like a Reaper and a white crystal ball. But at night, the effect is pretty neat. It also says here on the side that there are the 5 scenes. Now, I was pleasantly surprised. It seemed like there were a lot more than 5. It's a little cumbersome trying to figure out how to find the particular scenes. But, you know, the ones that were there were great. Now, I have to admit, too, I do not like projection effects that cycle through random images and vignettes. I like a cohesive theme, so it's a good thing that you can play these one at a time. I mean, for kids, great. You know, if this is going to be your standalone prop in your yard, certainly you could with this piece. Again, it's a statement piece. You know, you might want to cycle through those different images. But for me, I want to incorporate this into like a bigger picture. And that's another thing, like when you have a big statement piece like this, it's causing me to think, because I love this. I'm going to have to rethink my whole yard design that I've already kind of got going in my head, just so I can incorporate this and make it make sense into what I'm going to be doing in my yard haunt. So that's why I like those individual scenes. For instance, like if I wanted, with the one with the pumpkins with the rolling heads, I love that effect. And I might put that with my pumpkin army. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, make sure you check out some of my other videos, my walkthrough from last year. You'll see I've got a whole bunch of light up jack-o'-lanterns that I call my pumpkin army men. This would be perfect, kind of like he's controlling the men. Or, you know, there was that scene with a genie. I really love that. I wish it were just a little bit longer. Some of these scenes, if it's just going to be looping, could get very repetitive, but that genie in particular I loved, and it was such a short clip. But that would work great with maybe my witches, or if I were going to do like a psychic, you know, I have one of those blinking psychic palm reader signs, you know, that would be kind of perfect with that, making some sort of fortune telling scene. So there's a lot that can be done with this. I'm pretty impressed by it. But I'd love to hear your thoughts, so make sure you leave me a comment below. What do you think? If you are interested in one of these, if I see it on Amazon, I will put a link to it below. It is brand new, just coming out. The only place that I have seen it so far is Home Depot, and it was $200, which is not a bad price, especially when you consider, you know, a lot of the times when you're buying the projectors, they're about $100 by themselves. This one comes with the case, which I absolutely love. It's going to make keeping it outside a lot better. And then, you know, a large scale inflatable. Again, this is 8.5 foot tall. My size. I love these big oversized inflatables. These usually run about $100 too. So combined, the price seems very reasonable to me. And this is definitely something that the kids are going to stop and look at and love. I think you will get a lot of interest if you do a living projection. But if you have one of these or you're planning to get one, let me know your thoughts below. That'll do it for today, I guess. So I want to extend another very big thank you to Gemmy Industries for sending me this living projection. I love it. I can't wait to incorporate it into my haunt. So everyone out there, make sure you stay tuned to Halloween to see how we do that. But until then, take care, guys, and happy haunting.
Witches fly in the pale moonlight, skeletons dancing, quite frightful. Ghouls and goblins stalk the night on All Hallows Eve. Jack-o'-lanterns give an eerie glow, werewolves howling, zombies moaning. Such a spooky, scary show on All Hallows Eve. Monsters marching up and down the street. This is the night of tricks and treats. So much candy we will eat on our